Okay, so like for those who've always wondered how we do a pre-flight on a Charlie 172, this is called the Cessna 172. It's a light aircraft, training aircraft. I'll just quickly run through the pre-flight. So yeah, start off here. I switch on the electrics from here. I have the electrics on, switch on the lights now and the pitot heat, taxi lights and the landing lights, and then I take down the flaps. Just mind your head there. So that's it. I take down the flaps. Yes, and then when they are down, I start checking the lights. So I've got lights on the left side of the wing. It's a red light. I'll explain that maybe later in the video as to what the purpose of it is. When we come in front here, we've got landing light. And then on the right side of the aircraft where the green light that's working, again I'll explain as I said with the red one on the other side of the aircraft. And then at the back we have that rotating beacon, that light there. That's the light at the back, and then we're done with our light checks. When I'm done with the light inspection, I then take out my fuel dipstick and then my fuel strainer. I'll use them later, but then this is how we start the pre-flight inspection. I start from the left side of the aircraft right by my door, and then I go all the way down. I check for this door if it's closed because we don't want that opening mid-flight, and then we continue going down, checking the skin of the aircraft, check for any cracks or any dents or anything that might not be airworthy. Come to the back here, we check for free movement here because this is our elevator. We check if it's moving because we don't want that jammed. While we're down here, we check for the elevator cable down there. There's a very important elevator cable here. This aircraft doesn't work on aerodynamics, so it doesn't work on hydraulics rather. It works on that, the cables. It's a cable and pulley system. We check for the radar, we don't move it, we just check down there. And then we have this going up. As this is going up, we call this a trim tab. The trim tab should pinch on your finger to show that it's working. If it doesn't, then you know that's bust, and you don't want to go flying with that, without that. Check for freedom of movement, check for the front side of the horizontal stabilizer, and then just check the vertical stabilizer as well, just check for its condition. And then we do the same thing as we did on the other side, just check the skin of the aircraft. And then here, this is our flap, right flap, we check for freedom of movement on this box that's here. You check if it won't be jammed, and then you just give it a light little shake just to see if it's able to freely move when you now need it to freely move. Then here you check for the bolts. This is our aileron. It allows us to turn left and right. That's it. I'll explain further if there is need for me to do so. And then you just check the other side of the wing, check for the light. Check the front side of the wing to check if there are no dents. Remember, this is equally important because it creates the lift. So if this is in any way aerodynamically distorted, then you essentially do not have a wing, and you will stall and you will crash to the ground and you will die. So it's very important for you to check. And then I remove this strap. It's there for securing the aircraft while it's on the ground. Then I place it in the aircraft. After placing it in the aircraft, I just check for my brake line here on the wheel, and then check if there is any brake fluid around the wheel. If there is any, then I know it's leaking brakes and I probably shouldn't go flying with it. And then I check for the tread of the wheels, and I check if they are sufficiently inflated. Okay, while I'm here, I do a very awkward maneuver, which is going over the wing to check for fuel. That's where I make use of this. That's how we check the fuel quantity in the tank. So you simply go all the way up, and then you open it from here. There we go. Place it here. Place that in there. So each division on this stands for 5 gallons. So 5, 10, 15. We have 15 gallons on this tank. That's 3/4 full because this tank holds 20 gallons in total. Now that we see that it's okay, what I usually do is ask myself, okay, I've seen there is something in the wing, but is it really fuel? Then I have to check if it's fuel by taking the fuel strainer. Fuel strainer, you drain fuel from under the wing. Just like that. And you do a little sniff. It is fuel indeed. It does look like fuel. There's a bluish color to it. And yeah, that's the fuel. Just check for any contaminants, and there are no contaminants within our fuel. Check for the oil. Open that little stubborn thing. Ideally, we should have anything above 6 quarts of oil. And here's the mark of 6 quarts. So we are slightly above 6 quarts of fuel. Of oil rather. So it should be safe for us to go flying. as far as oil is concerned. Remember, the whole essence of the pre-flight inspection is to check if the plane is happy to fly with you. Because if it's not, it will kill you. And yeah, while we're here, we just check the side if this thing is properly mounted and it's in position. While I'm here, I check for the propeller. We have a Macaulay fixed pitch propeller right here. And yeah, we just check for the timing dot there. And then while I'm in front here, I remove the chokes for the front wheel. And then I check if there is a 4-finger distance here on the side. And check for the static port. No blockages on the static port. I'll explain what the static port does. While we are here, we do the same thing that we did for the other wing, which is just simply checking the front side of the wing, going above it, checking for the fuel, and then that's it. So I will let that happen